Let's take a look at the contacts area of LeadMQ. We're going to click on contacts, and then we're going to click on my contacts, and we'll now open one of the contacts from here. The first section is the personal information area, where you're going to see first name, last name, address, and any other contact information, along with the date of birth, height, weight, tobacco use. And there's a linked contact. The relationship with that linked contact will be stored here as well, if there's a linked contact. When we scroll down the page, you'll notice we've added a custom field area. This gives you the ability to add any fields that you feel are necessary for your organization that may not be available up here in the personal information area. We've also added an upcoming calendar entry section. This will show any future calendar event that you have for this contact. Of course, we have our drug information area where we provide the autofill feature here. This is handy when identifying prescription medications for your contact. And then you have the health information area where you can enter and store provider and medical facility information. Now let's take a look at the sales cycle area. One of the things I want to point out here is the importance of the sales cycle area, and that it gives you the ability to add as many sales cycles and tie those to as many product offerings that you need. This gives you the ability to offer more than one product to your contact and then track each one of those individually. We're going to illustrate 3 different sales cycles that we have started based on some products that we have added to our demo version. Let's take a look at the options that you have once that you create a sales cycle. In the Actions area, you have a History tab, you have a Disposition tab, an Add Action tab, Application Fields tab, Send Email tab, and your Legal tab. Your History tab will show all the history pertaining to this particular sales cycle, and the Disposition tab will allow you to change the status of a particular sales cycle. And remember, your last disposition will be the status of that particular sales cycle. Add Action. This will allow you to create a calendar event or simply add a line of history to the history for this particular sales cycle without changing the status of the sales cycle. Your application fields are used to store the application that pertains to this particular product or sales cycle. And then you have your Send Email. This will allow you to send out a custom email or any one of your templated emails that you have created in your administration panel. Lastly, your Legal tab is where you will store beneficiary, owner, and payer type information. Depending on the quote tabs that you have turned on in your administration panel, you could see the MedSup quote, the MedSup Select quote, Final Expense quote, and Medicare Advantage quote tabs. Any one of those could appear depending on what you've selected. Now when you click on the MedSup quote tab, the information from your general information tab should pre-populate this area. And at any point in time, if you want to change any one of these variables, you can from here. And if you don't have the age populated in the general information tab and you want it to be pre-populated in any one of your quote tabs, you'll need to go back to your general information tab and complete the date of birth field, save the changes, and then refresh so each one of your quote tabs will pick up the new data. You'll simply click on Get Quote and your plans will appear by company and plan type. You can sort any one of these columns by clicking on the column header, company name, and or plan letter. If you click on it again, they will be sorted in descending order, and the same goes for MedSup Select Quote. In the Final Expense Quote tab, you can solve by face amount or monthly premium. Simply fill in the information, click on Get Quote, and your companies and rates will appear below. And then once again, you can sort any one of these by clicking on any one of the field headers. The Medicare Advantage quote tab, you will see the zip code come over. If the county doesn't populate, click back in the zip code field and then tab out of it, and your county field will then populate. Then you can select your county. From here, you click on Fetch Companies. Your left selection box will then be completed, and from here you can select a company individually or you can select all, and then you'll click on Get Quote. And if you want to see special needs plans, you can check here. If you only want to see special needs plans, you can check here. Otherwise, you're going to see HMO, PPOs, etc. Now let's look at the Link Contact, Unlink Contact, and View Lead buttons located just below the Contact Name tab. You could have an additional Contact Name tab here if there is in fact a Link Contact. If there's not a Link Contact, you have the ability to create a new Link Contact or link this contact to an existing contact. So if there is a contact that exists in the database you want to link this to, you would be able to do it from the Link Existing Contact button here. If the contact does not exist, then you would need to create new Link Contact here. Let's go ahead and create a link contact for this one particular contact just to illustrate. I'm going to choose the same campaign in this case. I will then complete the first name and the last name here. And for the sake of time, I'm going to leave the remaining fields blank. Now, as you can see, once you have linked the contact, you will then have the additional contact tab and be able to click between the two. Now you'll notice only 2 buttons below this contact and only 1 button for the new linked contact. You can use the unlink button from either contact tab. However, the view lead button will only be visible from the primary contact. This button will not appear unless there is in fact a direct mail lead uploaded to the contact. These are automatically loaded into your account through our direct mail ordering system. Simply click here to view the actual business reply card, and of course from here you can share or print this out.